You wake up one morning and the entire world is calling you the new Michael Jackson. Not because you chased fame, not because you begged for attention, but because you were born into the most famous family in music history. And one day, you were chosen to become him. This is your life, as Jaafar Jackson. Level by level, pressure by pressure, no escape. Level 1, the Jackson family heir. You're born on July 25, 1996, in Los Angeles. Your father is Jermaine Jackson. Your uncle, Michael Jackson. That means before you can even walk, the world already knows your last name, Jackson. A name so powerful it doesn't feel human anymore. Your childhood is chaos in the best way possible. 11 siblings, cousins everywhere. Family gatherings that feel less like normal holidays and more like celebrity reunions. The Encino compound feels like its own kingdom, and somewhere in that kingdom, the king of pop is sitting at the dinner table. To the rest of the planet, Michael Jackson is untouchable. But to you? He's Uncle Michael. Soft-spoken, gentle, quiet. You don't understand it yet, but being born into this family means your life was never going to belong completely to you, because the world watches Jacksons differently. Every move, every mistake, every success, every failure. And now that spotlight is slowly turning toward you. Level 2, the Encino shadow. You grow up running through the same halls where Thriller was created, the same rooms where music history changed forever. But strangely, music isn't your first dream. Golf is. You love the calmness of it. No screaming fans, no flashing cameras, no comparisons, just you versus the course. For a while, you think maybe you can escape the family legacy. But inside the Jackson family, music is everywhere. At dinner, your uncles tell stories about touring with the Jackson 5. Someone's always rehearsing, someone's always singing, and every once in a while, Uncle Michael pulls you aside. He talks softly, gives advice, encourages you, moments nobody else sees, moments that become priceless later. Because you're standing next to the most famous entertainer on earth, and you still don't realize how quickly everything is about to change. Level 3, the day the king dies. June 25, 2009. You're 12 years old. Then the phone rings, and suddenly, the entire world stops breathing. Michael Jackson is dead. Every television channel turns into a memorial. Every radio station plays his songs non-stop. Fans gather outside hospitals crying. Meanwhile, your family is collapsing in real time. And unlike normal families, you can't grieve privately. Millions of people are watching your pain unfold live. Cameras outside the house, reporters chasing relatives, headlines everywhere. At 12 years old, you're learning something horrifying. When your family belongs to the world, even your grief becomes public property. And overnight, the pressure triples. Because now the Jackson legacy feels frozen in time. And somewhere deep down, people start wondering who carries it next. Level 4, the silent mourning. The next few years feel strangely quiet, at least on the outside. You try to disappear into a normal teenage life. You pick up golf again, you stay away from attention, but something keeps pulling you back. Music. Late at night, you sit at the piano, you sing when nobody's around. Slowly, you realize something terrifying. Your voice sounds familiar, too familiar. The same softness, the same tone, the same emotion people spent decades hearing from Uncle Michael. You tell yourself it's coincidence, genetics, nothing more. But deep down, you know the truth. Part of him lives inside you, and once you realize that, there's no going back. Level 5, the reality TV spotlight. The cameras return. Your family stars in the Jacksons' next generation. Suddenly the world remembers. There's another generation of Jacksons growing up, and now people are staring directly at you. Every interview becomes a comparison. Every clip becomes a debate online. He looks like Michael. He sounds like Michael. He even moves like Michael. At first, it feels flattering. Then it becomes exhausting. Because how do you become your own person when people only see your uncle? You're trying to figure out who Jaafar Jackson is, while the entire internet keeps asking whether you're the next Michael Jackson. The shadow isn't shrinking anymore. It's growing. Level 6, the first single drop. You're 22 years old, and finally, you release your debut single, Got Me Singing. This is supposed to be your moment, your own lane, your own identity, but almost immediately, the comparisons return. Record labels hear your voice and freeze. Some reportedly think you sound too much like Michael, which sounds impossible. How can sounding like the greatest pop star ever be a problem? because nobody wants to compete with a ghost. Still, you keep going. You keep recording, keep writing, keep building your own style. But you still don't know something huge is happening behind the scenes. A decision is being made that will change your life forever. Level 7, the secret phone call. It happens, the phone call. Producers behind the biggest Michael Jackson biopic ever made want to meet you. Not for a cameo, not for advice, for the lead role. They want you, Michael Jackson's real nephew, to play Michael Jackson himself. Think about the pressure for a second. You aren't just acting, you're recreating one of the most famous humans in history. One mistake could damage the family legacy forever. But after thinking about it, you say yes, and instantly, your old life disappears. For nearly 2 years, the project stays secret. You can't fully explain what you're working on. You can't post about it. You can't talk freely, because while the world sleeps, you're preparing for the hardest role imaginable. Level 8, the hidden training montage. Training becomes your entire life. Dance coaches, movement specialists, voice training, endless rehearsals. You practice the toe stand until your feet ache, again and again and again. The anti-gravity lean becomes torture. Your body starts breaking down, blisters, pain, exhaustion. But stopping isn't an option, because you're not just learning choreography anymore, you're studying Michael Jackson like a scientist studies history. Every glance, every hand movement, every breath between lyrics. You reportedly watch movies like Whiplash for motivation because the obsession starts becoming real. And slowly, the scariest thing happens. When you look in the mirror, you stop seeing yourself first. You see him. Level 9, the on-set pressure. Filming begins. Antoine Fuqua is directing. You walk onto massive sets dressed exactly like Michael. The lights hit, music starts. Thousands of extras scream your uncle's name. And for a split second, it feels real. Too real. You're performing Billie Jean in front of giant cameras while the entire Jackson family watches closely. The estate is watching, fans are watching, Hollywood is watching. One wrong move and people will tear the film apart. You feel that pressure every single day on set, because this isn't just a movie, it's a global test, and you are the one taking it. Level 10, the secret finally breaks. Then the announcement finally drops. Jaafar Jackson is playing Michael Jackson. Social media explodes instantly. Some people celebrate, some people panic, some call it perfect casting, others call it impossible. The internet debates every photo released from the set, but none of that matters anymore, because the movie is coming either way. And now the entire world is waiting to judge you. Level 11, the global release. April 24, 2026, the film finally hits theaters, and immediately, it explodes. Massive opening weekend numbers, crowded theaters, standing ovations, people dancing in aisles during musical scenes, fans crying watching Michael's story return to the big screen. Suddenly, Michael Mania is back everywhere. TikTok, news stations, music charts, old performances trending again, and standing in the center of all of it is you. Not hiding anymore, not avoiding the legacy anymore, facing it directly. Level 12, the new face of the legacy. Weeks later, the movie keeps dominating globally. Audiences can't stop talking about your performance. Critics debate the film itself, but fans embrace you. And now comes the strangest part of all. You're only 29 years old, and people start calling you the new face of the Jackson legacy. You survived the comparisons, the grief, the pressure, the secret training, the bleeding feet, the impossible expectations, and somehow, you carried the crown without letting it crush you. Because now you're not just Michael Jackson's nephew anymore. You're the person carrying one of the biggest legacies in entertainment history into a new generation. And the world is watching what happens next. You did it. You carried the heaviest last name in entertainment and turned it into something new. So tell me, which level would have broken you? The day Michael died? The 2 years of brutal training? Or the moment the whole world started comparing you to the greatest performer who ever lived? Drop your stage in the comments. If you survived this video, you already made it further than most. Smash like if you want the sequel, Your Life as Michael Jackson's Son. Subscribe and turn on notifications, because we're just getting started with the Jackson saga. And if you haven't seen it yet, check out my other video, Why It Sucks to Be Michael Jackson. See you in the next level.